Hi everyone, my name's Alex and welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, then welcome back. Today I'm creating a full beat Instagram inspired makeup look, doing a halo eye for the first time, which I do think has turned out really well if I do say so myself. This is kind of way over the top, so many products, but this is what we're doing in isolation, it seems. We are doing full beat just for ourselves. This could be great for a night out, great for just making yourself feel good. I hope you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like if you enjoy this content. I'm trying to upload 2 to 3 times a week at the moment, so there's videos coming all the time. I've got loads and loads of ideas, and if you guys have any for me, then please pop them down below. I would love to make videos upon request. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into the tutorial. This video is probably going to be quite long, guys, because this is a way over the top, super in-depth, full glam look, and you know I used about 50 products. So stay tuned and you can see how to do this yourself. Right guys, I'm going to start with a disclaimer. This is going to be way over the top. We're going to be using way too many products. It's going to be ridiculous, but that's the whole point of a full beat glam Instagram type makeup. Let's beat this face. Also, I curled my hair earlier and it's literally already fallen out. I know everyone says you're really lucky to have straight hair, and I do appreciate the straight hair, but it doesn't hold a curl. It's so frustrating. Anyway, moan over. So of course I'm not going to use one primer, I'm not going to use 2 primer, I'm actually going to probably use 3 primers. So to start with, filling in those pores, because I have humongous ones, I'm going to go in with the Porefessional by Benefit. You don't need a huge amount at all. I have like a particularly big tube of this, it's 44ml, so it's like double the normal size. So I'm just taking a small amount on my fingers and I'm going to blend this into my cheeks and my nose, basically focusing on the areas where I have the largest pores. Also pop a little bit on the centre of the forehead and the chinny chin chin. I waxed my own moustache this week and I have to say it's feeling particularly smooth. Next we're going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. This is just going to add some shimmer. Whether it's actually completely useless, I mean, it probably is, because the coverage on the foundation and everything I'm going to use is going to be so high that you probably won't see this through, but oh well, we'll give it a good go. So this is a really lightweight, shimmery primer. Just kind of gives you a kind of glow from within. So I'm just going to use my fingertips to blend this all over. I'm trying to be particularly gentle where I've already put the Porefessional because I don't want to swipe all that off. I haven't done makeup like this in a long time, especially because, I mean, 1, I'm pregnant, and 2, we're on lockdown, so I haven't been on a night out in quite a while. So this is definitely going to give me night out vibes. And then, third but not least, let's try that again. And then, last but not least, is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in shade 2. I'm just going to pop this on the high points of my face. I'm not going to put it on my nose because it went a bit funky on my nose last time. And I'm just going to blend that in with my fingers again. This stuff is gorgeous. I hope you're all coping well with lockdown. It is really tough. I've had a couple of days this week where I felt quite low and I got through them. Every day will end and a new one will start. You can do this, we can all do this, we're in this together. It's really difficult, but I would say the best thing you can do is reach out to people, let them know how you're feeling, especially if you're having a really down day. I know that's like completely the opposite of what you want to do when you're feeling like rubbish, but I promise you it's the right thing to do. Oh man, we were a bit wonky. Okay, I've changed it, I'm sorry. Now the background looks a bit more level, that should be better. Okay, so primers are on. I'm glowing to the gods. Now it's time to make that all disappear. Foundation time. We're gonna go with some MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is an all-time favourite. I have 2 shades just because sometimes I'm paler, sometimes I'm darker. At the moment I have a very light natural tan going on because it's been sunny in the UK, so I'm going to mix these 2 together. I have got NC25 and NW10. I'm a massive advocate of mixing shades to make your perfect shade. I basically never buy just one foundation, I always buy 2 different colours. I just really like personalising it every time. So I'm going to go in with this foundation on a damp what is this? A damp Real Techniques complexion sponge, I believe. Just because it's heavy, quite a heavy foundation, I find it goes on really nicely with the sponge, but you still get really good coverage. I've mixed this on top of one of my powders, and let's go in. This smell is just so nostalgic. The smell of MAC, I feel like, especially if you've been on YouTube a long time, you remember the hype about MAC, you know, maybe up to 10 years ago, everyone was so obsessed. It was the first expensive makeup that I ever bought, and this smell just brings back so many really, really fond memories. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this all over the face. And I'm gonna make sure I blend it down the neck. So I think weirdly enough, I'm gonna stop here with the face and I'm gonna jump onto the eyes, and then I'm gonna come back and finish the face. Okay, so I'm wanting to do a halo eye. I've never personally done a halo eye before, and yeah, I really, really want to give it a go. Of course, got my trusty Naked Urban Decay palette. The colours in here are amazing, you know. Even, you know, however many years on, they're still fantastic. I have one of my old MAC palettes as well. Look at this beat up bad boy. I've had this for years, maybe 8, 10 years, something like that. And then I've got a bit of a nicer MAC palette as well. So I'm gonna start by priming my lid with this bad boy from a long, long time ago. Milk NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. So I'm gonna pop this all over the lid to try and bring out the colours and make the halo eye even brighter. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of scribble this on and then blend it out. Probably just using my finger, to be honest. If I just use a finger, I think the warmth of my finger will help blend this nicely. Tell you what, let's zoom in as well. I'm kind of wanting to do colour, but I don't want to go too crazy for my first go at this because, like I said, I've never done it before. So I don't really want to do bright purples, but I'm going to go in with my MAC Warm Neutrals palette. So it's got 15 shadows, I believe. So these top 3 colours are called Ginger Snap, Dark Brew, and Dance in the Dark. I've never heard of those. I'm going to start with Dark Brew. I'm going to go with the Real Techniques shading brush. It's a small, kind of fluffy, compact brush. And I'm going to start layering that on the inner and outer sides of the eye. Kind of joining it up at the top. I'm trying to create more of a rounded shape eye rather than my usual, which I normally like to do a cat, like a cat eye. I'm gonna take a fluffier brush. This is a Sigma blending brush. I'm gonna go in with the lightest color. So the shade is, I'm gonna go in with Ginger Snap on this fluffy brush, and I'm gonna kind of use it to help blend out the edges. It's definitely not very purple, but it's fine. I think we should start with a more neutral, and then as I get more confident, I can build up to the colours. Then I'm going to go back in with the darker shade and just keep building that up because I don't want to lose the intensity of it. With a clean fluffy brush, this is a Sigma blending brush, I'm just going to buff the edges. So my thinking next is to go in with a liquid eyeshadow. So this is the NYX Lingerie in the colour Lidley? I thought it said Lidl. That's amazing. Imagine if it was called Lidl, that would be great. So this is a bronzy shade. So I think it will complement the colours quite nicely. I just want to make sure it stays really bright. I don't want it to go too dark. That's my biggest concern. So I'm going to go in with a detailer brush from Real Techniques to pop this on. Keeping it very central, taking it up to the crease. Wow, that is beautiful. I'm just going to try and define my crease a little bit more. While it's still wet, I want to find my next shade to go on top. I'm thinking of going with Sin from the original Naked palette, just because it's really brightening. Let's give it a go. I'm going to pack that on with a Sigma shader brush. I want to keep the intensity. I want it to stay really bright. Guys, I'm really, really happy with this. Like, for my first go at Halo Eye, I'm really, really happy with this. I have got to say, these shades are beautiful. I'm gonna pop a little bit of liquid liner on my top lash line, purely just because I'm wearing lashes. I'm not gonna do a flick or anything like that. So to do that, I'm just gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Feline Flick liquid liner pen. So just a really thin line of liquid liner there. And I'm also going to tightline, guys. I haven't tightlined in years because I always used to find that it would just transfer onto my bottom lash line. I don't know how it doesn't happen to other people, but we'll give it another go today. We'll see if it happens. If it does, then I am proven right. So to do that, I'm going to use the MAC Graphblack Technikohl liner. I think it's in the colour Graphblack. There's nothing worse than working with a liner that has, you know, it's difficult to get the pigment onto your lash line. So just going to tightline. And that does help to kind of darken the lash line and make it look a bit thicker as well. I'm going to go ahead and add some mascara. To do this, I'm going to use the Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. I do like this mascara, but personally, as someone who has trouble with mascaras transferring, this one does unfortunately transfer. But for the sake of this video and because I'm popping lashes on, it should be fine today. So just a really thin coat of that. It is a beautiful looking mascara, but like I said, you know, when I wore it to work and things, it just went everywhere. It's such a disappointment. For my lashes, I'm going to go with something relatively simple just because I don't want to hide. I've got hooded eyes anyway, and I really don't want to hide the beauty of this eyeshadow. So I'm going to go with Ardell Wispies. So these aren't the Demi Wispies, these are actually the original Wispies. They are basically just quite a lot longer than the Demi Wispies, but they're really nice and they're very lightweight. So I'm just going to pop these without any glue on, just so I can see how long they are. I can't remember if I need to cut any off of these or not. Do you know what? I think I can get away with not cutting anything off. So let's give it a go. I'm going to use my duo glue to pop these on, and I am really not the best at putting on lashes, so I might do this behind closed doors. Sorry guys. Do you think putting lashes on is just all practice related, or do you think some people genuinely struggle more than others because of the shape of their eyes? I think the latter. Okay, they're on. I think they're fine. They're definitely on. I hated doing it. I hate doing lashes, guys. I just hate it. I also think that my glue is rubbish. Can you recommend me something other than duo glue? They feel like they're not going anywhere. This is an achievement. And you can see they are long, as in they come up nearly, you know, to my eyebrows basically. But because they're quite thin, you can still see the shadow through them. So that's the kind of look I was going for. Let's move on to eyebrows. So I'm going to use Benefit KaBrow in shade 2. And I'm going to use one of my Real Techniques angled brushes for this. I don't go too crazy with my brows. I basically follow the shape that they have. I try to even them up as much as possible, but brows are sisters, guys, they're not twins. So I'm going to go quite dramatic with the brows, just to match the overall look that we've got going on. Oh, they're looking sassy. I'm going to do a little clean up jobby. So again, going in with an angled brush, I'm going to just pop a little bit of the foundation on there actually, just to sharpen up these lines. Okay, so this is as even as I think I'm going to get it. I'm not going to do brow gel yet, just because I'm going to be using powders and things, and I don't want to put powders on top of kind of wet brow gel, so I'll do that last. Just a little tip when it comes to using KaBrow, make sure you wipe off your brush straight away, otherwise it kind of dries within the bristle hairs and it will destroy your brush. Guys, I'm living for this. So I'm just going to pop a lighter powder just under the eyebrows, just to give a little bit of a highlight really. I'm going to use a small pencil brush for this. I'm going to pop into Brulee, which is just a matte, light skin coloured powder from MAC. This is just to kind of set the concealer that I've popped in there. You know what? I've been proven wrong. The tight line hasn't really transferred. First time ever. So I think we should go in and do the concealer, and then I will do my bottom lashes. Let's zoom back out, I'm thinking. So for concealer, oh look, I'm so small now. I'm going to use Too Faced Born This Way concealer in shade Almond. It's this humongous bottle. How much is even in here? It's 15ml. I'm pretty sure that's quite a lot for a concealer. This stuff is amazing. So I'm just going to pop this under my eyes, on my cheeks, down my nose, centre of the forehead and the chinny chin chin. And I'm going to blend it out with my sponge. Wow, that looks super brightening in the viewfinder. I'm then going to go in and blend some of the colours that I have on my upper lash line to my bottom lash line. So starting with the darkest shade, I'm going to take that on the outer corner. Then I'm going to use a small brush. I'm going to take the lighter colour. I don't want to use the blending brush that I used earlier because I think it's going to take too much colour everywhere. I'm just going to take this on the inner part of the lower lash line. On a small angled brush, I'm going to take the darkest colour, which is kind of like a dark matte purple. I'm going to take this on right on the lash line. And then for highlight on the inner eye, I think I'm going to go with my face highlight. So this is the Sleek Mono Highlighter in Solstice Equinox. This is an amazing, amazing highlighter. Just going to go in with one of my domed brushes from Real Techniques and pop this on the inner corner. It's such a gorgeous highlight. You'll see it on the face in a bit, but oh my God, look at that already. So I don't want to bring this down too low. For my personal eye shape and preference, I think it looks best kind of stopping where it is. I do need to set my under eye though. So to do that, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Airbursh Flawless Filter in shade 1, and I'm going to go in with a Sigma Fluffy blending brush and pop some of that on the brush and just kind of pat it in place. I don't want to be swiping too much because I don't want to take the coverage away from my under eye. So I'm going to go over the entire face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder on a large Sigma Fluffy brush, just to set the whole face in place. Although this foundation is very, it dries quite matte anyway, so I'm just doing a light layer. Let's pretend that I didn't powder my face. I'm going to pop a little bit of Fix Plus on. Hopefully this will allow me to now use some cream products again. Oops. So I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand in Fair Medium, and I'm going to use this to pop some contours, you know, enhance the contours of my face. And I'm going to use this dense Real Techniques brush to blend it out. This is the number 301. Always got to disguise that double chin. Seems to be blending really nicely on top of the powdered skin, whether that's because I use the Fix Plus or just because it's such a great product. Probably the second one. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then of course I've got to go in with the Hollywood Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight, just because it's so gorgeous. This liquid highlighter, or cream highlighter, whatever you want to call it, is just stunning. And I'm going to go in with my sponge to give that a seamless blend. Look how stunning that is. And you don't need to add powder on top. I'm only going to do that because this is an over-the-top look. So for bronzer, I'm going to go in with my humongous Hoola bronzer. I've gone through so many of these. I've used them for years, so I thought I should probably just buy a huge one. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques blush brush. Just going to warm my face up with this. I kind of use it as a contour as well as a bronzer, to be honest. It's such a universal shade. And they've come out with loads of different shades now as well, so you can get lighter and darker Hoolas, and you can get different kind of shades, so you can get caramel. Definitely worth looking into. Look how big this brush is inside. That's ridiculous, isn't it? I'm going to use it though. I'm going to just gently use it to contour my nose. I really don't use a lot of product for this because I don't know, I just don't find it suits me, but the straight brushes that they have in the Benefit packs are perfect for it. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with some blusher. To do that, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk blush, just because it's quite a natural flush, and that's the look I'm going to go for today, with just the blusher, may I add. This is on an angled Sigma fluffy brush, and I'm kind of swirling the entire palette, because as you can see there's two colours in there. I'm swirling it all and applying it to the cheeks. Let's go in with highlight. So I'm going to use again the sleek Solstice highlight for this. It's such a beautiful shade. Going in with one of my Real Techniques setting brushes. This is a really lovely highlighting brush. And I'm just going to pack this on top of the Charlotte Tilbury liquid highlight. Oh my god, look at it. It's literally so gorgeous. It's super intense, obviously. If that's not your bag, then you probably won't enjoy this highlighter, but you can see that's pretty intense anyway, and that's just really added to it. Just adding a little bit to the tops of my brows, my top lip. I'm going to go back with the brush I used earlier and pop this on the end of my nose. And just down the centre a little bit, just so when it catches the light. Then I like to go back with my blusher brush and just blend, blend, blend. It's quite nice to make sure that your products are blended seamlessly together rather than sitting next to each other. Okay, we're so nearly done. I need to pop some mascara on the lower lash line. I also wanted to add this NYX Wonder Pencil to my waterline just to help brighten it up. It's a nude, very pale skin colour pencil. So as you can see, that's kind of really brightened the eyes. It's nicer than using a complete white, I think, because the white's quite startling. It's quite nice to have more of a skin colour. Finishing touches, finishing touches. I'm going to go in with the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit, just to run through my eyebrows. Just pretending like I'm going on a night out tonight, guys. And last but not least is the lips. I'm just going to use a wipe to take any product off. I did have some lip balm on there. Damn, girl, that highlight. I have a very swanky palette here. My gorgeous husband bought me this last Christmas, and I did also get one Christmas just gone, but this is a MAC palette of eyeshadows. Oh, hello. You come in to check on me. My little boy is here. Can I finish my video, please? Do you want to say hi? Here he is. Rufus is like, Mummy, what are you doing up here on your own? And who are you talking to? Right, go on. Let me finish my video, please, young man. He's so funny. Anyway, this incredible assortment of lipsticks. I'm very, very lucky. He's back. Am I going to have to shut the door? Is that a yes? Well, you can sit down with me. I think I'm going to go for Whirl. It's quite a dark nude. And then I might lighten it up in the middle a little bit. Lip liner from Bobbi Brown. This is in the shade Nude. Really beautiful lip liner. My camera's gonna die. Okay, lips are filled in, and then I'm gonna go over the top with Whirl. I'm gonna kind of leave the middle out a little bit because I want to lighten it up. I might even just pop a tiny bit of foundation in the middle and then use my sponge, do a Steph Tom's and lighten this bad boy up. I'm thinking that has hit the spot. Guys, we're done. Could finish with a little setting spray. I think I will. So this is the finished look. So this is my glam full beat Instagram inspired makeup and my first time doing a halo eye. So I hope you're very proud. I'm really happy with the way this look turned out. I think I will be recreating it for my first night out after I've had the baby and isolation is over. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions, leave them down below, and please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this content. See you later. Bye.